In the early months of 1959, a team of hikers set out on a demanding journey across the remote mountain ranges of the Western Soviet Union. The group consisted of 9 skilled young men and women, all highly familiar with the harsh Siberian wilderness. But this expedition would ultimately become their final one. Despite police investigations, journals, and photographs, the truth behind their fate has remained unsolved for over 50 years. This is the mysterious case of the Dyatlov Pass. On January 23rd, the 10-member ski and hiking team boarded a train heading toward the Ural Mountains. Their leader was Igor Dyatlov. As the train slowly passed deeper into the snowy taiga, the diary received its last collective entry. What awaits us on this trek? Will anything unusual occur? Over the following days, they switched repeatedly between transportation, bus, truck, horse-drawn sled, before continuing on foot and skis. On January 28th, one member, Yuri Yudin, became seriously ill and chose to turn back. It was the last time he ever saw his friend alive. The rest of the team pushed onward through endless snow, brutal cold, and unforgiving terrain. On February 1st, they reached the bottom of a mountain known by the local Mansi people as the Dead Mountain. After climbing most of the day, they decided to pitch their tent close to the ridge. Recovered photos show tired smiles against a backdrop of howling wind. The final diary entry read, "Hard to imagine comfort on this ridge, with icy wind shrieking, far from any human settlement. Weeks passed with no communication. Families grew anxious. Finally, on February 26th, volunteer rescuers located the campsite. The tent was found shredded, lightly covered with snow. Inside, equipment was neatly arranged, but the tent fabric had been cut open from the inside. 9 sets of footprints led down the mountain. They appeared calm and orderly, not running, but walking. After half a kilometer, the tracks vanished beneath fresh snow. Near a large cedar tree at the edge of the forest, beside the remains of a small fire, 2 frozen bodies were discovered. Yuri Durashenko and Yuri Krivonischenko. They were almost unclothed. No jackets, no shoes, no winter gear. Only thin shirts and underwear. It was around -30 degrees Celsius at the time of death. Broken branches up to 5 meters high suggested someone had climbed the tree, perhaps to spot the tent in darkness or escape something. 2 months later, all 9 bodies were recovered. The next 3 hikers were found between the tent and the cedar tree. They had slightly more clothing, but still lacked essential winter items. All 3 faced the direction of the tent, as if desperately trying to return. They died of hypothermia. 4 of the 5 were intoxicated. The final 4 hikers were found in a ravine beneath 3 meters of snow. Their injuries were severe. 1 had a cracked skull. 2 had multiple broken ribs and massive internal bleeding. 1 woman was missing her tongue, and 2 had empty eye sockets. But the forensic examiner stated these were post-mortem decay caused by melting snow and water, not violence. Most puzzling of all, 3 pieces of clothing showed unusual levels of radioactivity. The criminal investigation ended with a vague statement. The hikers died due to an unknown compelling force, a conclusion that explains nothing. Many theories emerged: UFOs, KGB experiments, secret weapons, murder, but forensic evidence suggested natural causes. Eyes and tongue lost from decomposition. Radioactivity likely from earlier jobs in nuclear facilities. The final camera photo could show any light source, not necessarily a UFO. Blunt force injuries consistent with falling into a ravine. Considering all the evidence, the most realistic conclusion is: 1. Smoke or fire inside the tent caused panic. The group had a handmade metal stove. After dismantling the chimney, leftover embers may have reignited, filling the tent with smoke. Unable to breathe, they cut the tent open and escaped. Burn marks on clothing and body support this. 2. Outside, they faced deadly conditions. Nighttime, blinding snowstorm, -30 degrees Celsius. Poor visibility. Some were intoxicated. They thought the forest was closer. 3. At the forest, 2 remained near the fire. Others searched for better shelter. Tree damage matches frantic attempts to gather wood. 4. Fell into a shallow ravine. A small avalanche buried them and caused fatal internal injuries. 5. The remaining 3 froze while trying to return.